Movies, Josh Bell, film editor for Las Vegas Weekly, joins me now. We got two movies slated for today. The first is Doctor Strange. It looks cool.
It does look cool. In fact, the look of it, I think, is the best thing about it.
Yeah.
It's the latest Marvel superhero movie, and by this point in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think people are pretty used to how these stories go.
Yeah.
It's another origin story for another Marvel superhero, and so story-wise, it's a bit familiar. You've got this kind of arrogant guy who is a bit like Tony Stark, Iron Man.
Yeah.
Stephen Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's great.
He's very entertaining. It's got a great cast overall, and so we've got this character he's a bit arrogant, he's a bit full of himself, he's this great neurosurgeon, and then he's humbled because he's in this car accident, he can no longer perform his job, and he goes searching for answers and finds them in the mystic arts and becomes this great sorcerer. So we see the beginnings of his powers, which are the kind of thing that we've seen before. We've got another villain who wants to destroy the world, who is unfortunately in the vein of a lot of Marvel villains, not that interesting. But overall, the acting is strong, there's some fun dialogue, and the special effects are just astounding.
Okay, so a bit of a boilerplate, but is it worth seeing?
I think it's worth seeing. I mean, especially if you like the Marvel movies, if you're a fan of these superheroes, it does what those movies do pretty well.
All right, next movie we're moving on to is Trolls Animated. Now, these are the little guys you used to play with as a kid. The hair would be all wacky, right?
Exactly.
So they made a movie out of it.
Of course they did, because they want to sell more toys.
Yeah.
And DreamWorks Animation, who made the movie, have actually bought the whole license to the toys. So they now own these characters outright, and they're going to merchandise the heck out of them.
Got it.
But for a movie that is basically a toy commercial,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
Okay.
I think compared to the Lego movie, which was similarly a movie that was about marketing and was actually really clever, this one isn't quite as clever as that. It's very hyperactive. It's full of all of these kind of reimagined pop songs. Justin Timberlake plays one of the main trolls and also produced the music. I think it'll be good for kids, especially if they like, bright colors and kind of catchy music. Parents might get a bit of a headache after a while, but I think, compared to some kids' movies, it goes down easy. It maybe doesn't have as much sophistication for older audiences as a movie like Finding Dory,
Right.
but it's still something you can take the family to and people will enjoy it.
So perhaps if it buys parents a little bit of peace and quiet for a little bit,
I think that's
it might
probably
be worth
its best
it.
function, yes. Maybe stick the kids in Trolls and go see Doctor Strange.
All right, Josh Bell, as always, thank you for your time and your expertise. We appreciate it.
Thanks for
All
having
right,
me.
We'll be right back.